Hello, and welcome to Founder Freedom, From Hustler to CEO, the podcast built for e-commerce entrepreneurs and small business owners who are ready to work less, earn more, and scale smarter. Today, we have a guest who's a co-founder of a retail brand called Tutuland. It's a retail crafting studio featuring classes in rug tufting, decoding, and pouring arts in Boston, creating fun, hands-on experiences for families and friends of all ages. Welcome my guest, Jason Wu. Hi, Jason. How are you doing today?
Hi, Stefan. I'm good. How are you? Hi, everyone.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about the Tutuland value proposition?
Sure. So Tutuland is a local Boston brand focusing on several craft-related activities, and our main focus is in rug tufting, which is using yarns and necessary tools to make rugs on fabric. And we also provide other crafts like pouring arts and decoding arts and some seasonal pop-up activities.
Nice. That's super unique. So what inspired you to create this brand?
So the idea came from the COVID period where the original founder, they had this hobby to do craft related things at home, and they love tufting. And at that time, there's not like any similar stores nearby to provide this kind of experience. And as existing business owners, they have this idea like, why don't we turn this into a business and let a lot more people to enjoy and experience this unique needs of doing rug tufting. And that's how Tutuland was founded.
It's pretty cool. A brand born out of the lovely pandemic period, which is awesome.
It is.
That's what's great about being bored sometimes. It inspires you to share your love of your own hobbies with other people.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were forming this company, what major challenges or gap did you see in the market that kind of led to the business creation of Tutuland?
Well, at a time, as I said, there's not a lot of like similar stores. So the number one challenge we face is misunderstanding from like regular consumers, especially, rug tufting versus traditional carpet. There are a lot of websites and there are retail stores for offering like, selling traditional carpet, but what we are doing here is completely different, but there's a process to educate people on that. Now people can bring their own design or choose from our design library to make something like really, really unique, like art designs, names, icons, and many more. And our carpet, our rugs, once people make it, they can bring it home, they can hang it on the wall, they can, use it as a regular rug on the floor, just multiple purposes. And the second, challenges is on misunderstanding is the age group.
Mm-hmm.
Many people, for some reason, they think, this rug tufting is only suitable for like certain age group. Someone thinks it's for younger, someone thinks it's for older, but like really like it's for like all age groups, like from big kids, as long as you can hold, you can hold the tufting gun on your hand and do the task, or, up to like senior people. Like it's really fun for like a lot of occasions, like family, friends, team bonding, couples, and many more.
That's
And
pretty
that's,
cool.
that's what we face as challenges in the early stage.
So what do you think was the existing way of doing things? What might have been broken or inefficient about serving people in the retail fashion of crafts?
So since this craft activity involves a lot of like hands-on, like education things, we have specific workflow now, but in the initial period of, after grand opening, it's kind of a mess. Like managing reservations, for example. At that stage, we take phone calls and we take emails and write it down on paper for like who is coming, and we assign employees and make assignments based on reservations, and of course we also welcome walk-in customers. But it just at the initial stage it's just a mess on managing like reservations and workflows, and also at weekdays is fine, it's less customer flow, but during weekend where a lot of customers coming, you need to make it right on the right workflow. And we have a unique, we develop a unique method to handle a bigger, customer volume.
To handle the spikes, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure you get a
spike.
lot of walk-ins on the weekends, right?
Yes, especially on the weekend. Yeah, a lot of walk-in customers.
People wandering the streets looking for something to do.
Yeah, our store is it's on a very busy street, and there's a lot of restaurants nearby and other like stores, and there's just a lot of people, and they see the sign, they see our rocks hanging on the windows, and they are like
Mm-hmm.
really interested, and they would like to learn more, and they enter the store and make something on their own. It's fun.
That's pretty cool. So how does your company Tutuland, how does it like solve the problem of experiences for families as they're kind of going about their day there on Saturday?
Mhm.
How does it
So
solve that problem? Yeah, like better than other options that might be lingering on the streets over there.
mm, so rock tufting, our flagship services involves a lot of like longer time. Like people typically spend like 2 to 3 hours here.
Hmm.
So there's a fixed like workflow we handle here. Like we'll give them a simple like tutorial, and also we'll like them to practice on our like practice tufting frame before they
Mm-hmm.
are comfortable to do on their own. So it's really like not that difficult to educate people here. That's another like actually another misunderstanding I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But typically for rock tufting, when they finish their product, we also need to do a lot of work. We need to cut the finished work, the rock, and we need
Mm-hmm.
to trim it, and apply other like the backing, the glue to make it a final product. And
Mm-hmm.
you know for like traditional ways, there's like a kind of like liquid glue that we
Yeah.
do, like but it requires like drying for like several days or weeks.
Mm. Mm.
So that's not ideal for like
That's
a
not
retail
efficient.
store,
Yeah.
right? So we did a lot of like R&D and change vendors and change techniques, and we have our unique ways to apply the it's a it's a special glue that
Mm-hmm.
immediately it can dry and adhe adhesive on the backing, and typically families and people and individual customers can bring home the rock the same day after,
Yeah.
right after. They can just wait for like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and they
Yeah.
can bring home the rock. People don't want to wait for that,
No, 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 not today.
especially if they spend like 2 to 3 hours here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ever since the advent of fast food service, nobody wants to wait for anything.
Right. Exactly.
So what do you think when folks are making a consideration about popping in your store? What do you think is the biggest misconception that people have about your company, Tutu?
Yeah. So, I think most of the customer entering our store, they think it's, this is for like making a rug, and it requires a lot of experiences. I can't do that. But,
Mm-hmm.
really, the reality is it really like requires no previous experience to make a rug on your own. It's really simple. And number two misconception is like this is like a class. It's not a really a class. It's just we provide a space and to like let people to enjoy a few hours here. It's that I think that's the two main biggest misconception people have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. So in relation to like maybe trying to tell either a customer success story or a company mission success story, do you have anything to share in that realm?
Well, our store is actually really to like let people to seek relaxation rather than solution, because we're not like a solution provider, but for people, we provide a lot of customization services. For example, like birthday parties, like
Hmm.
company group bonding activities, and typically for this kind of service, it requires a lot of customization beyond our like normal workflow. People may want catering,
Right.
they may want to decorate a little bit before for them to take pictures, or like
Mm-hmm.
just for some special occasions. We can all do that. Just communicate with us in advance, and we are really flexible. It exceeds certain amount of people head count. We can also like provide a private session to achieve that.
Uh-huh. That's pretty cool. So you're
Mm.
really just trying to share the experiences with all types of, groups, which is fantastic for the community.
Yeah, and
Especially
we
because it's
have a lot
about
of like
yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
We yeah By providing that, actually we have a lot of like returning customers locally, just because we are like flexible. We can provide this flexibility.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, do you see any trends shaping the future for Tutuland?
Yeah, of course. Initial stage, like we don't see a lot of like this kind of concept, not only in Boston, but in other places. But, in recent years, we starting to see a lot of like similar stores opening,
Okay.
all over United States. So I can feel like, the customer awareness are like, increasing, and also, of course, like more competitors. But,
Right.
actually we are also like trying to expand by doing franchise. We
Okay.
are officially, started to do franchise since last September.
Hmm.
So yeah, I feel like, this is continuously booming, for, rock tapping or like, craft related stores.
Sure.
People want to relax and enjoy, making things.
Yeah, it's a great way to spend your day, and it's definitely something not normal, at least in our
Mm,
current society, right? It's not a sporting event, it's not
right.
dining, it's not, shopping. It's a place to just go and relax, like you said, which there's a lot of people in this relaxation space today. So it's an interesting way to fill
Mm,
that.
yeah.
So, thinking about business owners that might be listening to our show here, what advice would you have for other business owners if as they're looking to either create their business or stay ahead of the curve, or some potholes to avoid in retail, something like that?
It could be a lot, but for like other like existing business owners, every retail type of retail store are like different
Hmm.
in some case. But for like rep testing, it's just a lot of details, and it's really about customer service. You need to do it right because people are like having fun here. They would like you to educate them and to provide a good service. So I think service is our top priority, and you really like need to listen to your customer on what they need and what they want, other than beyond your normal business operation and normal services. You
Right.
need to provide something more, a little more.
Over and above. That's great. That's good advice. I mean, I think that's something I hear a lot of running these interviews. So thank you for that. So looking ahead, what's next for Tutuland?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we are expanding through a franchise. So, our goal for the next 5 years is to, we intend to franchise 50 stores all over United States. We started from East Coast, but there are a lot of states that have higher more strict regulations and
Hmm.
laws, and we can comply with that as well. Yeah, that's what I see for the next um, 5 years. We want to spread, give more give more business owners or like regular um, people who are interested in this industry
Sure.
to have a Tutuland store in your local communities and
That's
to spread
awesome.
love through to the form of art.
Yeah, love it. That's great. That's a great goal. That's probably one of the biggest goals I've heard all year. I wish you the best on that.
Thank you.
So, how can listeners learn more and get involved in what you're building? You want to send them to your website or your socials?
Yeah, I encourage people to check our website, a consumer website, which is tutulandstudio.com.
Okay.
We have a lot of education there, but also we have a reservation system, very user friendly. If you are like nearby, why don't you join a session here and experience the rock tapping or like pouring hours by yourself. And we also have Instagram. That's our number one social media, and we regularly post a lot like customers' pictures, of course,
Mm-hmm.
by their approval. They finish their rug, they get it, and they just hold it and take a picture
Yeah,
with their friends or like by themselves. It's really fun. But
that's
also,
awesome.
feel free to check our franchise website, which is tutulandfranchise.com, to get more info about our franchise program if you are interested.
Very good. There you go, folks. That's a wrap on today's episode of Founders Freedom from Hustler to CEO. A huge thanks to Mason Wu of Tutuland for pulling back the curtain on what it really takes to turn art into experiences. Want to hear more stories like Mason's? Be sure to follow, rate, and share Founder Freedom wherever you get your podcasts. Every listen helps us spotlight more founders, rewriting the rules of business on their terms. Until next time, keep building smarter, not harder.